You are most welcome. I'm Father Liberio of Kigoma Catholic Diocese. I'm just looking on the African continent and the Africans' capacities, African capabilities, African wealth, African treasures. Subscribe. This is the Libe YouTube University of Africa. So I speak of Africa. I'm just lecturing on African issues, African revolution, or African decolonization. We have to decolonize our minds. We have to decolonize our thoughts. Of course, we can't move everything we got from Europeans, like English. This is the language from Europeans, but in order to me to reach to you, I have to use English. In order to reach people from Qatar or from Palestine, I have to use Egypt and other Arabic countries, Doha, Dubai. I have to use Arabic language. In order to reach people who are living from these Francophone countries who speak French, I have to use Francais langue. You see, so we can't decolonize everything. That is very impossible. But we are trying to discuss the issues, the matters about African revolution. This is a Libe TZD Learning Desk, Libe YouTube University, Libe Save Nature, Libe Kiswahili, Arabic, French YouTube. So all in all, this is Libe Media. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You can share this video, you can comment this video. So what is the International Criminal Court? What is International Criminal Court? How can we say what is? So the world's first permanent International Criminal Court was founded in July 1998 and went into force in July 202. It is an independent body governed by the Rome Statute, an international treaty that established it. Who belongs? The court has more than 120 member nations, but countries that are not members include the United States, China, India, Iraq, Libya, Yemen, Qatar, and Israel. The U.S. signed the treaty during the Clinton administration, but Congress did not ratify it. President George W. Bush's administration later opposed the court, saying it could bring politically motivated investigations and prosecutions of Americans, such as military officials. Russia signed the treaty in 2000. The United States did not ratify it. So according to Ernest Boniface Makuliro, who lives in Missouri, America, from Kigoma, my friend, whom is my fellow YouTuber, having the YouTube channel, having many things about diversity. We say diversity visa, DV Rotary, diversity visa. He has been helping many people for this, and how to write books, how to be motivator, how to be a YouTuber, how to grow in your YouTube. Is how I'm doing okay. So because there are so many improvements in my YouTube channel, you can see the video is in a good quality. You can hear me well and well dressed. You see, you see, there are many things who have changed. It's real, and the subscribers are increasing. So I wish you also to subscribe my channel so that I may target what I targeted before I opened my YouTube channel. So in every way of life, you have to have dreams, you have to have programs, you have to think big. So you have to to subscribe my channel, so that my channel may be in a high position. And this is an international channel because it speaks more than 5 languages. There is Arabic language, Arabic language, and its classes. So I have many periods in Arabic, teaching and learning Arabic. This channel also you can get German, French, Kiswahili, Kiha, and other languages. So subscribe this channel, please. This is Libe YouTube University. It is a headquarter of knowledge. And today I have decided to use the book. This is must read if you want to know Africa in detail. So that's why I'm just using this African writer, African authors on African. So you have to see and know the African reality to know our continent. So these lectures are very beneficial also to all people who wish to know Africa as a continent, or who wish to start on African social studies. They have to know. So there will be many lessons, many hundred videos doing and teaching these African social studies. And particularly you will know who the Africans are and what were the African philosophy and the religion. So we were just subscribe before, subscribe, so that you may get the notifications when I'm online, I'm live, or I'm just, if I have uploaded a video, you will be the first to get my video. So subscribe the channel, please. Subscribe. So all students all over the world, this is the proper channel for you. It will activate your mindset, and in particular for African students, and all Europeanese students who wish to come to Africa for their historical studies and all about Africa. This is the proper channel to watch every time, every period, every day. Subscribe. I'm Father Liberio of Kigoma Catholic Diocese. Don't move away from this channel. Be inspired. So I was just doing this. What is ICC? This is International Criminal Court. Who belongs? So Ernest Boniface Makulilo, the African author of this book, says, I don't want to perceive this as racism until it becomes a major thing, comes up when you search. If you want to hide something, see the results for yourself. We need to get into it and change it. Otherwise, we'll continue and exploit Africans. So, if you want to hide something from black persons, put it in a book. So, because I did not want to be, to be hidden, the knowledge to be hidden to me. That's why I'm just giving the lecture about African social studies, African history. Using this is must read. You must read the book, so you can get it through Amazon. This is Imperialism 2.0, Why Africa, by Ernest Boniface Makulilo. So this is a must read. And when we were at Kigoma in town together with Mr. EBM, when he came for his holiday in Tanzania, when in talking, he said, Father, I would like to insist on this book. Use this book in your university, in your YouTube university, as a must-read book. And surely I have seen it. It is very nice. The man is a good philosopher. He has written critically. So Mr. EBM Ernest Boniface Makulilo recommended that this book is a must-read book, and surely I'm just doing that. So he said, if you want to go, I mean, if you want to hide, if you want to hide something from a black person, put it in a book. If you want to hide something, put it in a plain sight. If you want to hide something from an African, put it in a book. If you want to hide something from a black person, if you want to hide something, put in a book court. So international contracts have been and will continue to be a major avenue where Africans are completely owned by Western powers. Europeans used these contracts before the Berlin Conference, and they worked perfectly well on other advantage. And up to now, Western powers are still using the contracts and the bilateral agreements on their own advantages. Unfortunately, many blacks and Africans, as rumors speculate, don't like reading books. They don't like. One moment in the year 2012, I was just writing a book, my first book. This is, oh gosh. So when I was writing the first book about Pascal Mystery, people laughed at me. People laughed at me, and they were just saying, how can you write things, writing a book? No, you see, they just laughed at me. But what I mean is that we have no a culture of reading in Africa. Why is that? The problem is that even our foreign grandfathers used it to narrate stories without writing. So this is having the historical background. Our African grandfathers, grandsisters used it to narrate stories rather than writing. So they used it to narrate things without writing. That's why we have no culture of reading. That's why when Mr. EBM went to the Google and Googled, the answer was that if we want to hide somebody or from Africa, put those things in writings, put them in writings, or put them in books. Even if when the robbers come to your home, just put your money into the books. They will go to the cupboards, to the what, they dismantle, but the money will remain in the magazines, the money will remain in the books, the money will remain in the Bible. That is how we Africans are like that. So if we want to ask, not all, of course, but in many cases, if we want to hide something in Africa, put them into the book. That's why we do sign some contracts which are invalid without knowing, because we haven't read the regulations, the conditions, and so forth. That's why we simply sign up. Now by signing those, we go back to our grand chiefs, Msowero of Mangungo, Mangungo of Msowero in Tanga there. This Nyungu Yamawe and the others who betrayed their land in their extent. So international contracts have been and they will continue to be a major avenue where Africans are completely owned by Western powers. Europeans used these contracts before the Berlin Conference, and they worked perfectly well on their advantages. So that's why we call this is a neo-colonialism. And up to now, Western powers are still using these contracts and the bilateral agreements on their own advantages. Unfortunately, many blacks and Africans, rumors speculate, don't like reading books. With such weakness, you will find out most of these contracts have so many pages, technical languages, lots of fine prints, and the most important things, which will protect them when they come to disagreements with another part, African nation. When Western powers go for signing any bilateral agreements or contracts, they always come full equipped with the expertise. They don't just flip pages and they put their signatures to any contract. They will have experts in legal, economic, politics, you name it. They look all possible angles, fine prints, and everything, but above all, how such agreements and the contracts are benefiting them and their citizens more than the other party or an African nation. Unfortunately, this doesn't very often to many African countries before signing contracts and bilateral agreements. Many African countries don't value expertise when it comes to things need to benefit their citizens, you see, and the respective countries. Sadly, we have seen even in a very important meeting, most delegates from Africa ending up having tea or lunch, but don't take notes at all. So, Mr. EBF, salute. That sometimes when the Africans leaders are meeting to a certain meeting or to a certain issue, discussing about our African mother, they never take even notes. They just sitting as chiefs, waiting for them per DM, per day allowance. You see, they just wait per day allowance. They never even write, they never even put into the notes board so that they can share when they go back to their fellow Africans. They simply enjoy tea, they simply enjoy mandazi, they beignet en français langue, they simply enjoy coffee. You see, while the Chinese are taking notes, not a single person on the Zambians delegation has pen and a paper. Our problem with the deals we make as a nation state. You can see this, Mr. EBM. See, the Chinese, every Chinese at this side has got a pen taking notes here. But here, the people from Zambia, the leaders from Africa have no pen, even a paper. They're simply listening and they're waiting for a cup of tea, a cup of coffee. You see. So subscribe. This is a Libe YouTube University. The same comes to this side. Left to right, delegates from the United States all have notebooks and pens, while delegates from Kenya, including President Uhuru Kenyatta, are concentrating on drinking tea and snacks in the White House. You see. Subscribe, don't move away from this channel. Subscribe, be inspired, don't move away from this university YouTube. Subscribe.